They told him he was about to die. But not even death could silence the truth he carried. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support is what will help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers. The rain hammered the cracked pavement like a warning, echoing through the alley where 17-year-old Eli Jordan, a quiet black teen with sharp eyes and a soft voice, stood with his hands raised. Red and blue lights drenched his skin in cold color. 3 white officers approached, him with the swagger of men who believed the night already belonged to them. Their batons swung like promises. Their smirk said they had seen his type before. Dangerous, guilty, disposable. Eli wasn't yelling. He wasn't resisting. He wasn't even breathing too loudly. But the moment Officer Crane stepped forward, his voice dripped with the arrogance of a man protected by a broken system. Well, another street rat running around where he doesn't belong. Eli swallowed slowly. Sir, I was just... Shut up! Crane jabbed a finger toward his chest. You think you get to talk? Out here? At this hour? The officers circled him, laughing under their breath. Pretending their intimidation was protocol. Crane kicked Eli's backpack open, spilling books, sketches, and a neatly folded scholarship letter onto the wet ground. What's this? Trying to act educated? Crane taunted. Don't tell me you think you're smarter than us. One officer pressed a baton against Eli's ribs. Another whispered, nobody'll question it. Kids like you, accidents happen. Eli felt the fear crawl through him, cold and electric. He could see the ending they planned. An ending they believed the world would accept without hesitation. A black boy alone in the wrong place at the wrong time. He reached for something. He resisted. We feared for our safety. Their script was already written. Their truth already rehearsed. And in their eyes, Eli Jordan was about to die. But Eli was holding a truth, one they had no idea was coming. One that would flip the night upside down and silence there. Arrogance in a single breath. Officer Crane leaned down, picked up the scholarship letter, and tore it in half right in front of Eli's face. The paper fluttered to the soaked ground like broken wings. People like you don't belong in places like this. You survive where we let you survive. Eli's jaw trembled, not from fear, but from fury he could no longer swallow. I didn't do anything, he whispered. The officers laughed. Crane raised his baton, the metal shining with rainwater. Doesn't matter. We say what you did. Not you. Just as the baton swung back, headlights exploded across the alley. A sleek black SUV glided to a stop, doors clicking open with precision. From the back seat stepped Dr. Eli Jordan, Eli's mother, calm, tall, powerful. Her presence alone changed the air. The officer stiffened but didn't step back. She approached them with an authority that made even the rain hesitate. Is there a reason? She asked coolly. Why 3 armed officers have cornered my son? Crane scoffed. And you are? Mariah lifted a single eyebrow. Dr. Eli Jordan, civil rights attorney. And tonight? She paused, eyes narrowing. I'm done being polite. The officers shifted. They knew the name. Everyone in the city did. She had dismantled corrupt precincts, overturned wrongful sentences, and exposed racism in systems that swore they were colorblind. Crane muttered, Lady, this doesn't concern you. She stepped closer, unshaken. Everything involving my son concerns me. Especially when men like you abuse the badge you hide behind. The alley grew silent. Eli watched his mother place her hand gently on his shoulder, grounding him, protecting him, reminding him he wasn't alone, not tonight, not ever. Turn on your cameras, she ordered. All of them. Right now. Crane didn't move. Mariah smiled, a slow, dangerous smile. Or shall I call the state attorney and inform him that the same officers I'm suing for excessive force have detained my son without cause? I wonder how that will look on the morning news. Crane's smirk faltered. The balance of power tilted. The night began to change. The officers hesitated, suddenly unsure. The swagger Crane wore like armor began to crack. Mariah pointed to the torn scholarship letter at her feet. You destroyed the property of a minor, she said. On camera. Before witnesses. Crane shifted uneasily. We had suspicion. Suspicion of what? Mariah asked sharply. Walking home with books? Being black at night? Existing? Eli watched her dismantle them with truth sharper than any weapon. Check his bag, Crane protested weakly. You already did, Mariah replied. Illegally. One of the younger officers lowered his gaze. Another stepped back entirely, no longer willing to follow Crane's lead. Mariah turned to Eli. Did you tell them who you are? He shook his head. They didn't ask. Crane scoffed. Yeah? And who is he supposed to be? Mariah didn't answer. She simply stepped aside as Eli reached into his soaked pocket and pulled out a second letter. the one he always kept safe on him. The officer squinted as Eli unfolded it carefully. The seal glimmered under the streetlight. A golden crest, a name recognizable anywhere. Harvard University. National Scholar Award? Full ride. Eli read the opening line aloud, voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. We are honored to welcome Elijah Jordan for his groundbreaking research in neuroengineering. Silence punched through the alley like a fist. Crane's mouth hung open. The other officers stared as if they were seeing Eli for the first time. Mariah crossed her arms. My son is one of the highest-ranked young scientists in the state. He's already patented 2 medical devices and is scheduled to speak at the governor's summit next week. And you called him a street rat. Crane swallowed hard. A truth he could no longer twist lay before him. And for the first time that night, he looked small. The rain slowed, as if the sky itself paused to witness the shift. Crane stepped back, shame creeping across his face. But Mariah wasn't finished. You almost ended a brilliant life tonight, she said, because you assumed his worth before you knew his name. Eli stepped forward, not with anger, but with a strength that came from surviving what he should never have faced. You tried to kill a future you didn't even understand, he said quietly. And you thought no one would ever question it. Crane opened his mouth, but no words emerged, because there were no excuses left. Mariah recorded every second, every face, every badge number. This video, she said, will not disappear. This time, justice will not be optional. The officers retreated, defeated. The power they abused slipped right through their fingers, replaced by the weight of accountability. Eli turned to his mother. Why did they hate me so quickly? Mariah looked him in the eyes. Because the world fears what it refuses to understand. But remember this, your brilliance, your dignity, your future, none of that can be defined by their ignorance. Eli nodded slowly. He wasn't about to die. He was about to rise. As they walked out of the alley, the streetlights brightened, casting a warm glow over him. No longer a target, but a symbol, a reminder, a warning. Never judge a life by the color of its skin. Never underestimate a soul by the assumptions of the blind. And never forget, justice is not a gift. It is a demand. If this story moved you, like, comment, and subscribe. Let your voice join the fight for justice, dignity, and equality. Your engagement helps stories like this reach the world, so together, we can change it.